It's been a wet week in Texas, with storms bringing floods to large parts of the state. The flowing creeks and muddy ground can make it easy to forget that many areas face low water supplies. It's a challenge some Texas lawmakers describe as the most impactful issue of our time, and they say work needs to happen now to make sure the state can continue to grow. Those efforts got a big boost at the Capitol and the ballot box last year. Chandler reports on the efforts to keep your water flowing.
It's too much of a good thing in Fayette County.
We had quite a bit come down at one time. You get up here to LaGrange and outside of town here, and there's water, like the fields look like a lake.
But not long ago, those fields were parched in a drought plaguing crops and consumers.
It's the silent issue with the least urgency, with the biggest impact.
Lawmakers like State Senator Charles Perry have been warning Texans for years of the state's biggest challenge. The National Wildlife Federation estimates we lose more than 500,000 acre-feet of water every year through leaks, waste, and runoff. That could fill about 240 Cowboys stadiums.
We got to change the mindset on how water is. It's not an infinite source.
Last year, voters approved the Texas Water Fund to invest $1 billion into saving the water we get from the sky and refining the water waiting in the ground. This is a rare and a welcome sight to see in Austin after a year of statewide droughts. But this rainwater is almost all we have to rely on to make sure our taps are still turning on. And until we can control the clouds, we have to control our consumption.
1 gallon of water a day saved by 30 million Texans is 30 million gallons for tomorrow. How hard is it for you to get out of the shower 30 seconds early?
Perry says we can't just shore up the supply without stemming the demand.
It's not a commodity, it's a necessity.
Chandler, State of Texas.
As you heard Ryan mention, voters approved investing $1 billion in the new Texas Water Fund. The Texas Water Development Board will determine how that funding gets spent. The proposition approved by voters requires the board to set aside at least $250 million for the new water supply for Texas Fund. The fund allows municipalities to apply for grants and loans to finance projects intended to produce new water sources for the state. These projects include desalination technology, new treatment facilities, and development of water transportation infrastructure. The board estimates the new water supply fund will provide 7 million acre-feet of new water supply by the end of 2033. That's more than 3 times the amount of water it takes to fill Lake Travis near Austin. A Texas state senator wants lawmakers to reopen the impeachment of Attorney General Ken Paxton. Why he thinks Paxton's latest legal move proves he's guilty. Meanwhile, Paxton hits the campaign trail, even though he's not on the ballot.
If we don't fix this now, we're not going to be able to fix it. It's going to be over. And we're going to lose not just Texas, we're going to lose the whole country.
The AG backs candidates to take out Republicans who supported his impeachment. How the push for political revenge could affect the primary. New Texas laws aimed at the LGBTQ community drew protests and lawsuits. Now advocacy groups are taking their problem to the United Nations. Why they think international attention could make a difference.